Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Sunday, January 7th, 2018. We're having a heat wave today. I think it's about 16 degrees. Last night when I left for work, it was minus 10 when I left for work last night. When I got home this morning, it was minus 14. So that's the coldest that we've dealt with up here, and that's without the wind chill. So it was pretty chilly. You know, and that's Fahrenheit for, my Canadian and European friends. So minus 14 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's pretty chilly. But anyway, it's like I said, it warmed up, like I said, about 16 today, so it's like literally a 30-degree difference in temperature. So that's okay, we'll take it. But as you can see, it's about 4 in the afternoon. We've had a real overcast day today. So it's definitely been overcast. We're walking in a second, and now we'll take a look at the solar, and we'll see where that's at. But we're supposed to, it's weird. I think they're talking by like Friday, they're talking 50 in rain. Crazy, crazy. I mean, it's like we've had this cold snap for a couple of weeks, and dealing with the real cold temperatures. And actually, believe it or not, 16 today feels pretty good. So that's kind of crazy too, actually. So we're going to go in here real quick, and we'll take a look at where we're at. Alright, you can't see it, but this one's brought in 0.5, and this one's brought in 0.5 today. So they've both brought in, it's 1.0 kilowatt hours altogether. So on a cloudy, overcast day, I'm not going to say that that's terrible, but yesterday we ended up bringing in 1.7 kilowatt hours yesterday. And for January, with the size of our system, I was pretty pleased with that. So, we just keep doing what we can do and see what we can, bring in as far as that goes. So one of the things I want to talk about, because this is the time of year that it's going to happen, I was just up at the neighbors, Heather and I were, and she bribed us with cookies. So thank you so much for the cookies, by the way. They were absolutely awesome. So we went up there and we were visiting with them. We visit with them quite a bit anyway, but they're really good people. So actually, Greg tomorrow is going to start tapping the trees to do the maple syrup. So that I don't know if because he's going to do it in the morning. So I might stay up and help him. I'm not 100% sure yet. Or I might be, if I'm beat, I got to go to sleep because I got to work tonight. But so he's going to start tapping the trees tomorrow to start doing the maple syrup. And we're going to do some more videos this year on the maple syrup and show you guys that whole thing again. We did it a couple years ago, and we did some videos on it then. So we'll show you that whole process again. And it's pretty cool, actually, how he does that and everything. So we will be definitely doing that. But this is the time of year, believe it or not, that you start tapping the trees. And when you have cold at night, and then it's a little bit warmer in the day, then it starts to flow, and then you take the sap and you boil it down, and then that's how you get your maple syrup. So that's it's pretty cool, actually. But so that's what's going to happen. And so he's gonna start that tomorrow. I'm probably not going to be able to help him because, like I said, he said he wants to do it before noon. Well, I'll probably be in bed sleeping because, that's how it goes when you work nights. But anyway, so that's going to get started. So we'll definitely be doing some videos on that, and I'm going to show you all that again because that's actually pretty cool how he does all that. So that. Like I said, we'll do some more videos on that again. And if you want to go back and look at the older ones, I did like 3 or 4 videos on it. Probably it was 2 years ago. So that's because he didn't do any last year. So he's got like 50 taps. So he's going to put those out, and then we're going to kind of go from there. So that'll be a neat thing. But another thing I wanted to talk about, somebody had asked me, and it was, I get some questions, and I go, well, they really haven't seen a whole lot of videos. And they were asking about fruit trees. Do you plan on planting fruit trees? Well, if anybody that's watched the channel, or if you're newer to the channel, the first year that we moved here, I planted 5 trees the first year. Last year, I planted 4 trees. and new trees. So the first year we planted 2 cherry and 2 pear tree and 1 apple tree. And I already have the other apple trees, but I wanted to put in a different kind of apple tree. So that's what we did the first year. Then last year I put in 2 peach trees and 2 plum trees. Now one of my plum trees died, so that one didn't make it. So 3 of the 4 did survive, and so that's what we did last year. I will probably again this year plant another 3 or 4, well 4 or 5 trees. We'll see. Depends on, you know, where we're at finances wise and all that at that point. But we're going to continue every year to add fruit trees, okay? And you know, we actually planted some more blueberry bushes last year as well. So depending on where you live in the country, if you can put in fruit trees or plant trees that are going to produce nuts that you can use, and or if you know the different bushes, elderberry, blueberries, whatever, and stuff like that, raspberry bushes, put those in. I mean, we have a lot of wild raspberries here, so we get a lot of raspberries just out there in nature that are growing all on their own, and they spread every year. They get more and more every year. So having those type of things available. Now your fruit trees are going to take a few years before you actually really start getting anything. Now last year we ended up with 1 pear, and I think we had 3 cherries. So, but that was the second year. So this year I definitely anticipate that we will have a little bit better production this year. We'll see what happens. But, you know, we're just going to continue to work on these things and add on every year and add, like I said, I'm going to definitely add on more fruit trees this year. I think that, and some more, you know, bushes. I'll probably put in some more blueberry bushes and, you know, maybe some other type of, you know, bushes that are going to produce some kind of a fruit. And I think that that's real important to have, because you have a sustainable thing that's going to give you production year after year after year for a long, long time. And, you know, inside of 5 to 10 years, you're going to have a sizable orchard of a lot of different varieties of pears, peaches, cherries, apples, and all those type of things. And I think that that's real important to do, because it's going to put you in a situation where either you can it or you store it in cold storage, or however you do it, you're going to have deep into the winter, you're going to have that fruit. And that's going to be real important to help you in a survival situation or even an emergency situation. And the thing is, when you have those things that you get yourself, it just tastes better. You know what I mean? Instead of some processed stuff that was done in some factory someplace, just like with our applesauce that we made this year. You know, we got the apples, you know, some of our own from our trees here, and then my neighbor, her father-in-law had an orchard, and they said come on down, and we got a bunch of apples there, and we use those apples as well. And you know, it's all locally, no sprays and no chemicals on them, and so it was really nice. And you know, like I said, it's when you do it yourself, you know what's in it, and it's so much better that way. And I think that that's kind of really important. People have gotten away from the whole canning process and making your own stuff, and I think it's real important to do that. And so, you know, like I said, we did some canning of applesauce last year, which was really nice, and we're going to be doing some more canning this year. And I will tell you, and I said it in the videos when I made them, canning is not easy. It is hard work. So, like I said, my hat goes off to all the ladies and gentlemen out there that are doing canning, because it is not easy, but it is so worth it, because like I said, it's stuff that you grew yourself, and you know, it's yours, and it's a better taste. It really is. I always love to have, oops, I'm almost dropping this. I love to have you know, fresh tomatoes out of the garden and stuff like that. Those are the best tomatoes you ever have, is what you grow yourself. And like zucchini or peppers and you know, cucumbers, whatever you grow yourself, it always tastes better. So anyway, on that note, I am going to jump off of here and go back in the house and get this video uploaded for you guys. And so it's Sunday. I hope everybody's had a really nice weekend. And you know, like I said, the weather's starting to turn better, which is nice, because it has definitely been very cold. But like I said, again, it's that time of year. We live in New York, and we expect it. So It's not like it's a big surprise. It just was a little bit colder than we're used to. Like I said, minus 14 this morning was definitely the coldest that it has been here since we've been here. So, you know, but it's okay. Like I said, it's what it is. So anyway, guys, listen, I will talk to you all tomorrow. Remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. And remember, STD, whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from doing it is yourself, okay? Nobody else can stop you. And, you know, just keep working at things and you're going to get there. You know, whatever your dreams are, whatever you're trying to accomplish, if you work at it methodically, it will happen. And, you know, dreams are, like I said, and hope is all we have. It's realistically. I mean, if you don't have a hope for something and a dream to pursue, what are you wasting your time for? You know what I mean? So we need to have those things. Those are good things. And all right, so I'm going to jump off of here, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. I hope you guys have had a great weekend. Be safe. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.